Hello everyone, my name is Shivangi Agarwal. I am a chartered accountant. Through our channel Professional Times, I would like to talk about fraud detection in the banking sector. Trust is difficult to measure, but on the basis of the surveys conducted and anecdotes reported in the media, there appears to be an erosion of trust in the financial sector as a whole, and banking in particular. Banking sector can said to be the backbone of India due to its services and functions, but still, the real face of its misbehavior cannot be ignored. Well, in today's volatile economic environment, the opportunity and incentive to commit frauds have both increased. Instances of misappropriation, money laundering, cybercrime, and accounting fraud are only increasing day by day. According to the findings of a report, number and sophistication of frauds in the banking sector have increased over the last 2 years. Around 93% of respondents suggested an increase in fraud incidents, and more than half said that they had witnessed it in their organizations. Retail banking was identified as the major contributor to the fraud incidents. Given the size of the transactions in the corporate banking, it is important that banks implement a robust monitoring mechanism post-sanction and disbursement of facilities and be vigilant to early signs of stress in the borrower accounts. Now we will talk about various types of frauds that are committed in the banking sector. Fraud is a worldwide phenomenon that affects all continents and all sectors of the economy. As per RBI, frauds can be classified as under based mainly on the provisions of the Indian Penal Code. Misappropriation and criminal breach of trust, fraudulent encashment through forged instruments, manipulation of books of account or through fictitious accounts, and conversion of property, unauthorized credit facilities extended for reward or for illegal gratification, negligence and cash shortages, cheating and forgery, irregularities in foreign exchange transactions. Frauds tend to be committed primarily due to the presence of following factors: lack of oversight by line manager or senior management on deviations from existing processes, business pressure to meet targets, lack of tools to identify potential red flags, collusion between employees and external parties, difficult business scenarios, introduction of new technology or channels, changes to business strategy without changes in business processes, introduction of new products without adequate controls in place, lack of a fraud risk framework within the organization. Now moving on, how can we detect such frauds as early as possible to minimize the damage in near future? With changes in technology, frauds have taken the shape and modalities of organized crime, deploying increasingly sophisticated and innovative methods of perpetration. In the 21st century, as financial transactions become increasingly technology driven, new technology seems to have become the weapon of choice when it comes to fraudsters. So, following methods can be used as tools for early detection of frauds. Banks should have a strong internal rating agency which evaluates big ticket projects before sanctioning loan. The rating agency should strictly evaluate the project on the basis of business model or plan of project without being influenced by the brand name or creditworthiness of the parent company. In addition to know your vendor and know your customer, the banks should also focus on know your markets. There should be a dedicated cell within each bank to assess the company or firm to which they are lending and the macroeconomic environment of the concerned industry or market where products are marketed. The government should consider an independent specialized cadre of officers on the lines of All India services who are equipped with the best financial knowledge and legal know-how to detect financial frauds and are capable of carrying out an effective and time-bound investigation of such scams. The RBI should consider extending its monitoring ambit and scope and should monitor the outlier movements of transactions at regional level on the lines of SEBI's circuit breaker, which might be effective in tracking the earliest possible signs of financial frauds. The banks should employ the best available IT systems and data analytics in order to ensure effective implementation of the red flagged account and early warning signs framework as suggested by the RBI, which would help in a better profiling of customers by analyzing patterns of their transactions and rendering a near real-time monitoring possible for banks. Banks should be equipped with some intelligence gathering agency which might be deployed to track activities of borrowers and is able to help the bank in ensuring real-time compliance and early detection of frauds. There should be a dedicated department equipped with legal assistance in every corporate branch of a private sector bank, which serves as a single point of contact with investigating agencies and facilitates easy access to relevant documents. Many a times staff does not know the exact definition of fraud and thus needs to be educated regarding this aspect. Therefore, learning sessions for employees and the best practices across the world in areas of early fraud detection and prevention should be imparted to staff on regular basis. There should be transparent hiring and adequate compensation. Banks have to ensure corporate governance at the highest levels. Top management needs to set guidelines and policies for ethical practices and standard procedures which should be followed throughout and set an example on zero tolerance to negligence and fraudulent activities. So now, according to ACL, there are various analytical techniques which may prove very effective in detecting frauds. Those are calculation of statistical parameters to identify outliers that could indicate fraud, classification to find patterns amongst data elements, gap testing to identify missing values in sequential data where there should be none, summing of numeric values to identify control totals that may have been falsified, validating entry dates to identify suspicious items for postings or data entry, stratification of numbers to identify unusual entries, digital analysis using Benford's law to identify unexpected occurrences of digits in naturally occurring data sets, joining different diverse sources to identify matching values where they should not exist, and duplicate testing to identify duplicate transactions such as payments, claims, or expense report items. So, how to combat bank frauds? This is what we will discuss now. Proactive organizations will want to put additional controls in place, including rigorous approval procedures and careful separation of duties. That is especially true of disbursement processes such as wire transfers. Adopt appropriate technologies. An inclusive mix of strong authentication systems, analytics software, and bank services, positive pay, and pay verification, for example, can greatly reduce an organization's exposure to fraud. One of the biggest security problems companies face is fraud committed by trusted insiders. Key finance functions such as Treasury must conduct background checks on potential hires, and companies should also consider honesty testing. It is the first line of defense. Many organizations hire employees who are caught stealing but avoid prosecuting them for fear of bad publicity. A zero tolerance policy goes a long way toward reducing the risk of illegal activity. Likewise, managers should immediately turn over any evidence of suspected fraud to law enforcement agencies. Employees need to understand how damaging fraud can be to the organizations. They must be able to recognize signs of fraudulent activity and know how to report it. Moving on, while the banking industry in India has witnessed a steady growth in its total business and profits, the amount involved in bank frauds have also been on the rise. Fraud and fraudulent activities inflict severe financial difficulties on banks and their customers. They also reduce the amount of money available for the development of the economy. Banks should strengthen their reporting system, quickly report fraud cases, and fix staff accountability. The only promising step is to create awareness among people about their rights and duties and make application of laws more stringent to check crimes. Banks should ensure that the reporting system is suitably streamlined so that the frauds are reported without any delay and fix staff accountability. Banks must provide sufficient focus on the fraud prevention and management function to enable effective investigation of fraud cases. Despite the proliferation of online and mobile services offerings and the rise in cybercrime, banks and financial institutions can fight back. Lastly, it is important to understand that fraud investigation requires specific skill sets like forensic accounting and technology to collect adequate evidence. Also, banks need to provide effective customer education and communications program which help customers recognize how to prevent fraud and help them understand their own responsibilities. Only by working in partnership with their customers, the financial institutions can develop truly effective fraud prevention efforts. So that's all for today on fraud detection in the banking sector. Hope you all like this video. Thank you all for watching, and please like, subscribe and share more informative videos that are available on Professional Times. Thank you so much.